The end of Kanye.
Has always been what I would call a polarizing figure, meaning some people hate him and other people love him. And depending on the exact area you're talking about, you can have drastically different people on either side. But recently Kanye has been saying and doing things so crazy that even his biggest stans have denounced him, burned their merchandise, and even had to admit that they can no longer hang their hat on the fact that he once made legendary music.
Bro, why does everybody always mention graduation? It's almost like insulting to late registration. His commercial was funny. He had a commercial?
Legendary music. It's no secret that Kanye has always been a wild card.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
But that was also one of the main reasons he was so loved by so many people. His I don't give a damn attitude was refreshing to see from a celebrity, and for him, attention was so obviously a drug that he desired his entire life.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Now, there are many people who believe that Kanye's mother Donda was the one who would keep him in line.
Got a lot of confidence. Come out.
Kanye actually did have one of the best documentaries I ever watched.
But it'd be important to remember
like artist documentaries.
The giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing.
But at this point, she has been gone for almost 20 years. May she rest in peace. And we've seen all kinds of versions of this man since then. But in the last couple of years in particular, he's gone from like, oh, that's my boy, even though he says some out-of-pocket conspiracy from time to time, to being completely indefensible. We all know that Kanye likes to take to Twitter to get his rants off, and so he went on there and straight up started saying that he loves. He says that it was dripped out. He straight up called himself and continued his very public disdain for Jewish people.
We know I can't say that. It was a Jewish doctor.
Okay. That one always makes me laugh for some reason. Yo, I'll say this, bro. No, I'm not gonna. I usually try and empathize with everybody, you feel me? Because it's worth understanding everybody's POV, but he truly does have some indefensible arguments. And not on even on no woke shit, just on some like human being shit. You feel me? On some human being shit. I used to think of Kanye West as the guy who would always eventually be right. The reason why is because every time in my life where I thought like, what the fuck is this nigga yapping about? Years go by and I think like, oh shit, that's what he was talking about when he was talking about the fashion industry. That's what he was talking about when he was talking about the rap industry. Like it was things that I didn't understand at the time, but later I grew to have an understanding of what he was talking about. But some of those takes as of recent that hasn't developed, you feel me? Like the time where he was talking to TMZ and he said slavery was a choice. Even if he's speaking metaphorically or poetically, I do think he's reached the era now where that's no longer true and that he's saying things for shock value. Even if he believes some of it. I think he's saying this for shock value. Because he knows niggas gonna be like, what the fuck? But Kanye is the rare breed of person where no matter what he says, he can't be nerfed. Anybody else says some shit like that, chat, it won't be laughed off, right? They're getting gunned down, metaphorically. He's one of the rare breed. He might be the only one on earth that can say whatever he wants and has not been nerfed. You feel me? Anybody else is being taken off Spotify. They're being like completely suppressed across all socials, including Twitter, which is the one he's getting these off on. Every other, I can't even fathom another person says any of this stuff and they're not getting nerfed to oblivion. Nerfed by everybody. But so he's low-key a unicorn in that like he can say whatever he wants, which kind of gives him like a special type of power in the world that nobody else has. If you get where I'm going with this. So the fact that I feel like he's using it recklessly makes me a little sad because I think in a way people listen to Kanye where they wouldn't listen to another person that said something like this. This would be ignored if anybody else said something like this. But when Kanye says it, people will listen. So he truly does have a lot of power. And I think he can use the power for good. But when he's not, it really just feels reckless, bro. And this feels like one of them times right here. Wow. Yeah, nigga was going. Honestly, there's probably tweets I missed because it was too many of them over the last week.
He also took time to show his admiration for P. Diddy of all people, and he would even beg Trump to pardon the fucking creep. and also say that he is a great father to his kids, alluding to the idea that he wishes Sean Combs was his father. And Kanye would even release a hoodie to commemorate the video where P. Diddy whoops Cassie's ass in the hallway of that hotel that looks just like the one she was wearing that day, literally profiting off of a traumatic, horrible situation in the process. Like, this is a man who has 2 daughters saying that this sick sack of shit who abused countless women and men in every way possible should not only be liberated, but celebrated. I mean, just a couple of years ago, he was saying that Puff was a Fed.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got talk is because you did a deal, you fucking Fed. Because part of the deal for you to be a daughter and get out of jail is that you promise that you're gonna go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me.
So it's like you never really know what might slip out of Kanye's mouth. Oh yeah, he also took time to defend R. Kelly, saying that his beyond creepy marriage to Aaliyah when he was 27 and she was 15 was totally alright. Now in one of his final moves, he would post up a t-shirt with an anti-Jewish symbol, I'm sure you guys can guess what it is, onto his website and sell it for $20 a pop. This is where shit really gets crazy because he had promoted this website the same day during the Super Bowl.
So what's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth. So once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone.
This played during the Super Bowl?
Go to Yeezy.com.
So basically, hundreds of millions of people saw an ad for a Nazi t-shirt. What Kanye did was the old bait and switch, because when the ad originally aired, the site had normal clothing on it, but after the ad aired, he made it to where this was the only item available, with the SKU being labeled HH, which many people now infer to mean hail, well, you know who. That all tells me that this was his plan the entire time. He so clearly loves playing the card where he tries to draw up controversy to promote his latest work. In this case, it seems to be an AI album that he's releasing called Bully. But the thing is, over time he's had to do and say crazier and crazier shit to garner the same amount of attention. And now this once billionaire who had the world in his hands has become the boy who cried wolf. Like, honestly, no one gives a fuck, dude. Like, even your biggest fans are ashamed of this shit. They can no longer twist and turn the narrative enough to even try and defend it. I mean, when you got the Kanye Reddit saying that Kim was right to keep the family away, that's how you know he's almost completely lost them. Like, they're burning their Kanye shit. And I just don't get, why ruin your legacy to spew conspiracy theory and nonsense?
Bro, I genuinely think that his brain cells might have deteriorated as a result of drug abuse. I'm not even trolling. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being dead ass. I genuinely think he might not have the same cognitive ability due to drug abuse, which is serious. That's a serious matter.
This was one of the most influential people on the planet. He was becoming infinitely powerful with his clothing line and his music and his shoes, and he was getting all this influence and all this wealth, and then you just throw it all down the drain. It just makes you look like an out-of-control dumbass. And the funniest part to me was while saying all this diabolical shit for days at a time on Twitter, Elon Musk had absolutely no problem. He didn't suspend the account. I would actually argue that he was boosting up these tweets because he knows more and more people will come over to Twitter to see the crash out, and he wouldn't take any action at all until Kanye straight up started posting hardcore adult videos right onto the timeline for his millions of followers to see. And that's when Kanye's account went from being limited to being deleted altogether. And thankfully Shopify also removed his store after around a day, and likely he will not receive any profits from the sale of that shirt. I mean, don't get it twisted, guys. All this shit from the adult content to defending P. Diddy to the blatant racism is not shit that should be spread on this scale by someone with the influence of Kanye. I'm just not surprised at all that Elon would let all this other shit slide because he most likely agrees with a lot of it. But hey, I guess corn is where he draws the line. It's been no secret that Kanye has an addiction to adult videos. He has talked about it on national TV.
They are sniping this nigga, bro.
Your attitude towards women has
deleted his own account
since having daughters?
Nah, I still look at Hub and
Blacked is my favorite.
Oh, what
There were
the
videos
fuck?
that proved he was forcing Adidas executives to watch adult videos of Kim on the clock at his request.
Yeah, come on.
Does he sound like the voice sounds similar?
Did you have a meeting with Adidas and you played?
No, okay, let me put this shit in perspective real quick, okay? Bro, Lizzo peer pressured somebody at a strip club to do something we're uncomfortable with and had her dancers overworked a little bit, saying they weren't getting enough bathroom breaks, and niggas was furious, okay? That's what Lizzo did. Like Lizzo, don't like Lizzo, that's not a crazy infraction. Kanye just said the most egregious shit he could fathom in his fucking brain. And this is what I'm saying. He truly has like a special tier, even in entertainment. Because I promise you, anybody else is 1% of this, and they're sniped. They get sniped. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? The question really becomes, what can he say? When is it crossing the line?
I'm saying, yeah, take it out. What's your perspective on that?
But he made
And it's
graduation.
been long rumored that
Bro, with all due respect, Michael Jackson was sniped, right? There's no debate about it. They sniped Michael Jackson. True or false, the things they were saying about him, they made documentaries about this shit. They maligned the nigga name. They did everything in their power to bring that nigga down. They sniped Michael Jackson. So you can't say he's too big to get sniped. They're doing it to Drake right now. They're sniping that nigga. It don't matter who you are snipeable. If there's nothing they could come up with, they will make something up, bro. Anybody could be sniped.
that he has straight up corn playing on a non-stop loop while he is working on music or anything else creative, no matter who is around.
Watching Star Wars on this big screen, and as I started talking about the song, he switched on
I mean, a decades-long addiction.
Bro, what? Bro, what?
It's been long rumored that he has straight up corn playing on a non-stop loop while he is working on music or anything else creative, no matter who is around.
Watching Star Wars on this big screen, and as I started talking about the song, he switched on.
I mean, a decades-long addiction
what?
cannot be good for anyone, and I do think this has factored into his demise.
The fact that I was married to this beautiful person, but I felt like it wasn't enough. I felt like I still needed to look at.
And it also really makes me think that this addiction is likely the reason for his initial infatuation with Kim Kardashian. After all, the whole reason she became famous was her viral tape with Ray J, something Kanye has admitted to watching many times. I mean, y'all have to understand that back when it came out, I believe that it made more money than any adult video ever.
No cap. If OnlyFans was around when Kim K tape dropped, she would be like the richest person on earth, bro. She would deadass be the richest person on earth.
And so if Kanye saw her as like the top P-star in the world, well, of course he's gonna want that. And if you need further proof that this has always been his crutch, Kanye himself has even noted that finding his dad's magazine at age 5 permanently altered him, and has in turn led to every one of his decisions, both good or bad.
Can you even
much
be
like
attracted to shit
effect.
at 5?
Like, for me,
If you're 5 years old, can you even be attracted to anything? I feel like you can't.
was my gateway into full-on addiction. My dad had a Playboy
shit.
left out at age 5. And it's affected
I was to cars.
almost every choice I made for the rest of my life from age 5.
Understand that this interview was conducted 5 years ago when Kanye was making his album Jesus is King.
New album.
I know I wasn't attracted to shit till I was like 10 or some shit like
At that time, he was denouncing not only adult content, but also other prevalent themes in his music publicly, like drugs and lust.
That magazine that I found when I was 5 years old have an effect on my music. It couldn't never be 100% everything it could be, because I had to add that in.
To be fair, bro, like it wasn't easy to find prawn back then. You know, like internet was slow. Niggas didn't even know about it like that. You know, unless you had a magazine, like what, you couldn't just like scroll on Twitter by accident and find the shit.
I heard you say with your pastor that you felt like you were making devil's music.
Yeah, because you're such a fucking, oh, I love it. Excuse me, Christian scorecard down a little bit, cursing some more.
Saying that corn should be banned
Christian
altogether.
scorecard.
Then a couple of years later, when he and Kim would get divorced, he would rant that she was trying to turn his daughters into models, saying that they should not even be allowed to be on TikTok. And now you fast forward to the current time, and he's been parading around his mute wife for the last 2 years, while she wears literally nothing. Like a woman with a saran-wrapped naked body with 3 crackers to her name would have more clothing on than her. And Kanye himself even said that his next big move was to start the biggest adult video company on the planet. So in short, the guy is a massive hypocrite who will speak passionately about whatever he believes at that moment, even when it completely contradicts some of his previous statements.
Real.
It's not just sexual. That term actually relates to torture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like watching people beat each other up on World Star or something.
And as ironic as it sounds, I think the dude who so many consider to be one of the most influential artists of our time is actually too easily influenced, and his ideology has become so black and white that he has begun to come off as more of a shock value caricature of his previous self than anything else. Personally, I do not feel bad for this guy at all. I feel like he's actually had more chances than he really deserved because people loved his music and his personality. But now even all of that sucks. His biggest fans hate his last album, Vultures 2. They hate the idea of him bringing AI into mainstream music, and overall he's pretty much completely washed up from a personality standpoint, artistically, and even logically. We talked previously last year about his alleged horrible addiction to nitrous oxide.
Ryan Garcia, this Jay, I'm on the nitrous.
And how this evil motherfucker is the one supplying him, allegedly that is. So I'm sure that also has something to do with the deterioration of his mind, but overall, I feel like this guy is really out of excuses. And just like many others out there, he's always liked to blame his downfalls on other people. It was Kim's fault for the divorce. It was the media who made him look crazy. It was the media who ruined his family. It was the media who took down his empire. Nah, it couldn't have been any of his bad decisions. It couldn't have been him constantly running his fucking mouth and being the biggest brand risk literally on earth. There's so many people out here who run around doing this exact same shit. And to me, that's how you end up in a situation where you are spiraling out of control and you're surrounded by either no one because you burnt all your relationships already, or all that's left around you is yes men. But either way, it's obviously not good. And the people I really feel bad for.
Has she ever talked? Is there a video of her talking?
This has literally been the definition of a crash out. But I want to know what you guys think down below. I also want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. Are y'all still going to be bumping that new Kanye? What do you guys think about AI music? Either way, y'all know it's been your boy the Tan Superman. Either way, y'all know it's been your boy the Tan Superman.
You left both takes in that bitch. W video, Jamar. W video. Oh, so you like the video? Boom. You're gonna like that one too, man. Go ahead, just. Bro, click the video. What the? Bro, that's what I be saying. Like.